From the streets of Las Vegas to the deserts of Nevada, through the mountains of Northern California and to the coast. It's been an eventful week filled with lots of highs, just as many lows, and if one thing is for certain, this is only just the beginning. Welcome to day 7 of living out of my car. After a restful night in a quiet neighborhood in Santa Cruz, I decided to head back to Cliff Drive to find a spot by the ocean and set up for a relaxing day. On the way in, I spotted this cool-looking cafe called Steamer Lane Supply. After grabbing a coffee and scarfing down a fish taco, I took Mia for a nice little stroll. In a little bit, I'm going to be meeting up with Linda. Linda is a lady I met at the park in Vegas, and she lives out here in Santa Cruz, so she's going to come meet me on Cliff Drive here and show me around a bit.
Would give you a ticket or whatever.
Yeah.
What are you barking at? You know Spencer. You know Spencer. What you doing, Mia? You just barking. I never remember. All right. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
So good to see you.
You too.
Bye, Andy.
All right, take care. See ya. See you soon. Yeah, thank you. My brother-in-law apparently lives out of his van somewhere in Santa Cruz, so I texted him to see if he's around for a quick meetup before I hit the road.
Presented.
So I just got done meeting with Arthur, my brother-in-law. It was nice. We went for a little walk around the neighborhood and we talked about living out of our vehicles. He lived out of his van for about a year, but now he's renting a room. And I just filled up some gas and got some snacks, and now it's time to hit the road. We're gonna head to Santa Barbara. I'm stopping off in Santa Barbara because it's about a 4-hour drive, and Mia's still getting used to being in the car, so I want to make sure that I pull over every 4 or 5 hours and give her some time to walk and stretch our legs. So let's hit it. So I'm about an hour and a half from Santa Barbara now. And I just stopped to use the restroom, and I was looking on iOverlander for a minute, and I noticed that a bunch of the spots that people normally stay at are signed that there's no overnight parking anymore. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. There's a couple spots I can still check out and maybe it'll work out, but yeah, it might be a bit of a challenge. I'm not opposed to a challenge, I guess. It's kind of the whole reason I'm doing this. And you know, it's one thing I think for someone who has a van or an RV or something to post up somewhere, but for me, I got to take a lot of different things into account. I got to take sound into account, and if it's safe, you know, to kind of set up my tent, and if I can even use my ladder to get up inside the tent. And yeah, it's a little bit, I have a little bit of an uneasy feeling kind of going to a place and having not really an idea of what I'm gonna do or where I'm gonna stay, but I guess we'll have to see. It's been about a week living out of my car now, and a couple things I realized is that I just don't know how long I'm gonna be able to do this for. It's just been such a extreme change, and not only just with where I'm living, but just all the changes in my life. You know, I've quit taking antidepressants, and I've quit taking Adderall, and lost probably close to 15 pounds now, and a lot of it has just been really conscious decisions to avoid a lot of these habits, these really negative habits that I've built up. And you know, that's like eating fast food and not exercising, and I'm starting to have some doubts You know, it was one thing staying close to the park in Vegas. You know, I still have a storage unit with a lot of different supplies and stuff and clean clothes that I can drop in and out of and grab stuff as I need it. But yeah, I really have to be fully autonomous doing this, driving around the country. So I've definitely learned a couple things. You know, I've learned that I need to get a tarp for when it rains so I'm not folding up my tent damp. I need to plan ahead a little bit more. You know, right now I'm just driving to Santa Barbara because it seemed like a good spot, you know, 4.5 hours from Santa Cruz, so I'm not driving too much in one day. But really, it's like I don't know where I'm staying. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen tonight, and I feel uncertain about kind of maintaining this level of travel. And also, staying in cities isn't really what I wanted to do, but it seems like what's most accessible right now. And eventually I want to be able to be like self-sufficient enough to go and stay on BLM land and go camping and be more autonomous outdoors, and even not necessarily just with my car, but, you know, backpacking or just camping out in the bush. So this has been a good crash course for me on what this life is like, and I'm gonna keep going for now, but there's been some pretty big ups and downs already. Emotionally, I feel like I'm in a pretty good headspace, but I'm missing some creature comforts. I'm missing kind of structure. I'm missing the structure of living in a house and kind of having responsibilities around the house, and, you know, walking Mia 3 times a day. And, you know, I've learned that structure is really important for ADHD, and that's partly why I got Mia, so I could have some structures to my day and I wouldn't neglect, you know, myself by staying in bed longer than I need to, sleeping in when I have a dog that needs attention and needs to be walked. But I'm still learning how to adapt to this, and I have faith that this is going to work out if I just keep doing and stop overthinking and just keep my best interests at heart. It'll work out. All right, we made it. I found this first spot on my list on iOverlander. It's kind of on a busy street, but there is this cute little park right here where I'm sure Mia needs to use the bathroom, so that's going to be the next stop. But yeah, we'll see. And this might be all right for a night, but I'm right in front of a house and it is super busy around here. But there is a median for me to pop the ladder, so that's a plus. So I'm thinking I'm gonna move a little bit down the street to over here. That way I'm not in front of any houses. But actually, just as I was coming back to the car to move it over there, a couple camper vans and a Jeep pretty much took the spots that were open. So I think I just need to keep her put for now, and if it looks pretty open over there after dinner, then maybe I'll move. And speaking of dinner, I'm thinking there is a little market around the corner from here, so I had the hankering for some turkey larb. Larb is a Thai dish. I haven't had it in a while, but it's pretty lean as well, so I think I might cook that up on the tailgate here. All right, well, I just got back from the market, which turned out to be a small Mexican market. So it really didn't have all the ingredients I needed to make the larb, the Thai dish. So I had to switch gears, and they had this like pre-made chicken leg that I bought, and I got some mixed vegetables that I'm gonna steam with my rice cooker in the back. And on top of that, I brought my Osmo Pocket 3 camera with me just to capture some of the content, and it fell out of my bag as I was walking through the aisles. And now it's doing this weird twitching thing with the lens because I dropped it like right on the gimbal. And yeah, I don't know if it's permanently broken or not, but I'm pretty sure it's covered under warranty at least. So I'll have to look into that and see if I can order a new one when I get back to Vegas. In the meantime, I think I'm just going to get Mia's dinner ready and steam these vegetables and dig in because I'm pretty hungry. Yeah, it's tweaking. Oh well, live and learn. After the drone mishap and now dropping my Osmo camera, instead of getting frustrated, I'm focusing on the positives. Things can always be worse, and living life outside your comfort zone will always come with its ups and downs. So I hope you guys stay tuned for day 8, and until then, stay hyper, stay driven. Boom. Dinner.